So I went live, and then I found out that we're going to be waiting a bit. So hang tight. We'll let the music roll for a bit. We'll be hopefully ready to go within the next 10 to 15 minutes. So stay tuned. Also, is this the last match of the regular season overall? I have no idea. I imagine all the other divs have finished. Yeah, they're all done. So just one match left tonight. It's gonna be starting a little late though. I still have Grand Design's Ninja Cam up. He forgot to stop his Ninja Cam after the last game. So I see like his cat wandering around in the other room. It's kind of funny. Yes, I've told him he's just not available at the moment. Yeah, Grand Design's getting it done earlier tonight. In a fine DAS matchup between two players who got some seeds that were not fine. We'll hope for some better ones tonight. know what? I'm bored. So I'm going to keep one eye on Discord. And while we're waiting for them to start, let me just add this real quick. What do we do? Display capture, I guess? Do that. There we go. I'm gonna put that over here. Do some puzzles. Because I can. And I'm bored. Oh, this one is a little tough. Because you could put that over there and put the bar in 9, but... I don't know. I feel like that's right. There you go. Not too bad. Well, the first piece is obvious. Second one, probably there, right? Yep. Starting to get used to what Stack Rabbit wants to do. Oh, this is just kind of like an SC Corian. There we go. So the bot likes when you get Tetris ready, but that makes that right side awfully sus. I don't think that's right. I think it wants this. Yeah. Good. Now, easy. Oh, that's not it. I would not have considered that. And this is why I'm not in Div 1. Oh! So, this one's a Vitz. The solution is a Vitz. I hate when the solution is a Vitz. Alright, we got like 10 minutes. Probably just a J dependency. Is this a key tuck? I feel like it's a key tuck. It's not. I wanted kind of that. But wouldn't a key tuck be better there? It's not that much worse. It's only 8 points difference. I don't know. I feel like the key tuck was the right move. This could be a couple things. Could be that. Things could be flat though. That's good. Yeah, I like when it does this. This was, by the way, Grand Designs missed something similar to this in his match, where he could have made an eye dependency with the eye coming next, but he missed the adjustment because it wasn't the first place you'd put the square. Well, this bar is just unfortunate, isn't it? I feel like it just gets stacked. Or, hold on, instead of that, you do this. Yeah, okay, I like that. Should be easy. No, that was easy. Wanted that instead. Okay, I get it, because the reason it wants that is because... Well, what is the reason? Because you don't get a Z placement anywhere with either of those, really. It's actually a tough one. I almost think this would have been a better answer, but... I don't know, I can see it. Well, I was afraid of that. It usually likes its J dependencies, but not this time. Hmm. Feel like just build up the left now? Just ignore the left? I don't know. If I have a J dependency and I have a J, the J dependency is getting filled every time. Oh no, that's just the way I play. Didn't mean to do that. Oh, so normally when it has a long bar low on the board and it's 4 in a row, it's usually bar flat. But the problem with that is that there's no SJ accommodation, or SE accommodation, so I'm gonna go this. It didn't care. Alright. It just said do it anyway. Alright. Imagine it's just this. Nope. I wanted the L over there. I can see it. By the way, I'm showing off why I'm not in Division 1. A couple easy ones there. I like them when they're easy. I hate when it gives a bar and there's nowhere obvious for it. Maybe this seems reasonable. Not reasonable. Just want it in one. Still waiting on Alice to arrive. Make the puzzle bigger. I don't want to, like, get rid of the ads here. I mean, they're decent ads, but we can make it a little bigger. Well, that square sucks. Yeah, make the bowl. Bowl strats. Now, does this go here or there? I imagine here. Yeah. Oh, make the L dependency. That's a good one. So my first thought was that over there and this here, but that makes a dependency? So I'm wondering if it's just this. Or maybe even this. That even looks better. There we go. Sometimes just talking it out helps. T could go anywhere. Like, we're making a dependency here, I'm pretty sure. Actually, no, we could do this. Yeah, it wanted the dependency. How do we want to get Tetris ready? Do we want to do this, or do we want to do that? I think this... No, I think I want to do that. Yeah. Because that has more accommodation. Always, always accommodation. I feel like this is one of those dumb ones where it's going to say bar in a really odd spot that you would never play if you were in an actual game, like here. What'd I tell you? I7. Oh. There you go. Another case where you make the dependency for the next piece. Probably just this. Yep. This is kind of terrible. That obviously goes there. This would avoid an isolated dependency, but I think it wants one. Yeah. So it gets one. Let's see if Alice is in the room yet. Nope, not yet. Yeah, Alice is running a little late, so I thought it was going to be like 15 minutes, but it's been 15 minutes, and it might be another 5. So I'm just waiting for the crash out to start. If you've ever played Nessus puzzles, you know exactly what I'm talking about. This is kind of awful. I feel like that's what I would do. I don't know if it's correct, though. Yeah, it is. Okay. It's correct. And we'll stay on 3566 because we are almost ready to go. Let me get the ninja cams set up. I already have ID Kirby's, we just need to add Alice. There's Alice. All right. So with that, I think we can get underway with our pre-show here. Hello again. It's me, Roncli. We got another matchup for you tonight. This one is our final match of the Season 32 regular season for any division. It just happens to be in Division 1A, and it happens to be very important for both players. For Alice, the math is pretty simple. Win a game, you avoid relegation. Win the match, you get to play Sam Vaughn. For ID Kirby, he's got to win the match. No other option. If he doesn't win the match, he will be either in a relegation or a relegation playoff. Right now, he's in the relegation spot, but I believe he's got the win over Akatu, so one game would allow him to fight for his spot, but he has to win the entire set to avoid that relegation spot. Vloxe currently in the playoffs, but actually could... I don't even think she can make it in at this point. I think it's got to be... No, she's not in the playoffs. I'm sorry. I'm misspeaking because it's colon high. Let me give you that. Why don't we just look at that and we can talk about what we're looking at for the playoff race. So yeah, Floxe's not in it. It's Cole and Hydrant who have the wild card spots. Alice would need to win to get to 19 points. Of note, ID Kirby can get to 18, but he loses tiebreakers to both Critical Lapis and Hydrant. So he is unable to make the playoffs at this point. But he can avoid relegation, and that's probably the most important thing for him at this point, I would imagine. This is our matchup. And the standings for Division 1 as well. Just one matchup tonight. Alice taking on ID Kirby. And the playoff race. I was able to add another name to this. It's going to be Sidnev versus Cobra. And if you haven't been paying attention, those two have had a pretty good series over the last month and change. And they're going to be meeting in the playoffs. Because Cobra is the number 5 seed, locked in. Sidnev number 4 locked in there as well. But the other 3 spots, we don't know what's going to happen yet. So that's what we're here to find out tonight. And let's find it out, shall we? I don't like how unbalanced the scene is, but I really can't make it better without making Kirby's face the size of Texas, essentially. So it stays the way it is. Did I hit enter on my stream announcement? I hope I did. I did not. Oops. No, I did. Let's find out from the players if we're going to get any level 19 tonight. And whether we're going to get seeds shaken or stirred. Or as we like to call them, incremented or re-rolled. Increments the call from Alice. Oh, no, it's not a Division 4-5 playoff. You're right. Don't worry, we got it. You caught it before Peak would clip the highlights, so we're fine. Thanks for the call out. Increment it is. Let's go ahead and give them a seed, and let's hope it's not terrible. There it is. This seed is my OC. 0C, 2E, 2C. I swear, if Kirby moves again, I'm gonna lose it. I've had to change his camera like 3 times. But it's fine. All right, we got both players ready for their Division 1A match to avoid relegation, or in Alice's case, maybe secure a playoff spot. Let's find out what happens here in game number 1 in 3, 2, 1. Tetris. And let's go ahead and introduce our players on the left side, rolling out of Canada with a PB of 4,827,000. Welcome in, Alice. She's shaking her head. Maybe I have the wrong number? Or she's shaking her head at the board. Oh my goodness. We'll get to the introductions in a moment. Hopefully this will be a brief foray into burning. It looks like it is. Yeah, she's got it under control. On the right, rolling out the United States with a PB of 3,497,000. Welcome in, Kirby. And so far in the early going, no one told ID Kirby that he's allowed to burn this set. So he hasn't. He's got 5 in a row on the board. But might have to pull off some double well shenanigans here to stay perfect. Nope, didn't get a bar, so we'll take his first burn of the game, but I'm sure he's happy with a 30,000 point lead this quickly into the match. And while we're getting going here on our first game, I'm kind of scratching my head as to why the Matcherino's at $232. Like, man, I hope everyone's just saving for a playoff push. Which would be awesome if that was the case. But yeah, we want to reward these players for a job well done. We want to hit that $1,000 goal that we have every season, so we can pay out the players. Goes to your top 4, and $25 each to your number 1 seeds, Blue Scooty and Alex T. Should we make it to $2,000 again, we'll pay out our top 8. Of course, all of this is funded by you, the fans. None of this goes to Kingsman's grubby hands. He's got to pay for his own Popeye's chicken. Kirby getting to a little bit of a spot here. Some really nasty Z's. Just filling up his board with no way to burn him out. And finally on a long bar to help get things down. He's going to bang down a Tetris. And with that, at the halfway point, Alice is in the lead, and both of these players are on great pace. 3:13 at the half for Alice, 3:08 for Kirby. We'll be looking at a pair of 600K transitions the way this is going. Waiting on a bar here. Alice having to go dirty. Oh, covers the dirty well just as the bar shows. Not something you ever want to see, but then finally we'll get the bar down column 8 for the dirty. And it gets well back over to the right. Kirby with the lead here in pace. You'll see it here. 12,000 points. So it's pretty close. Not quite next status, but what is? Another Tetris for both players. We've reached the 100-line turn on Alice's side. Kirby will burn into it. Kirby still has the pace lead, but has to get some Tetrises to realize it. Of course, after this match tonight, we're going to start talking about scheduling the top 8 playoffs. We already have 5 locked seeds. Scooty, Alex, Sam, Sidnev, Cobra. Critical Lapis and Cole are also in. But it's either going to be Alice or Hydrant for the last spot. We're approaching level 19, and those 600k paces we promised earlier are going to be realized here. 623 for Alice, 614 for Kirby. Here we go, level 19. As always, we will play another 100 lines of this speed, but the levels will change every 10 lines. Once we get to level 29, we'll double the speed. Play another 100 lines of that, and if we happen to make it to 39, we'll double it again, and no one can play on that for very long. Alice with a nice dig here. It's costing her a little bit of pace, but Kirby also had to dig, so not as much as you might expect to lose in a dig like this. She'll get a bar over for the triple. 701 for Kirby, 653 for Alice. And she probably is going to play 2 rows up here. Yeah, exactly what I was expecting. But, of course, the moment she decides to do something aggressive, that's when the drought hits. What are these pieces? Oh, my goodness. She is scrambling at the top of the board here. But getting it done so far. Kirby with a 144,000 point lead off of this dig from Alice. Oh, and a double flip. Not yet fatal, though. Needs a bar. Oh, and gets it too late. Needs another bar. Gets the bar over for the dirty Tetris. And then a double flip before another dirty Tetris. This is, like, feast to famine. Back to feast and back to famine. Hopefully she's got that under control, but that has allowed Kirby to take a 220,000 point lead. Of course, here in Division 1, level 29 can be the great equalizer. It's just going to come down to whether they're going to be able to keep up the pace on that speed. Kirby into the max out on level 26. He's got more than a 250,000 lead right now. And that's a dirty Tetris for Kirby. Not going to go for any left wheel shenanigans, not with this kind of lead. And Alice gets the dirty Tetris, but now has to think about level 29. And she will get ready for it. In fact, she's going for it. There's a double flip. Gets into 29 and then gets the long bar for the Tetris. Level 30. Currently trails by almost 300,000 as Kirby enters at 1,166,000. Another Tetris for Alice. Kirby with the Tetris. Oh, Alice in a bit of trouble here, and she's gonna not be able to get the L over to the left. She'll top it out, and Kirby is good for game number 1. He'll avoid an automatic relegation. as he is now tied with Akatu in points, but owns the tiebreaker. Knight says this controller's cooked. So's the camera. I have no idea. FNAF Akan LMAO. Welcome in, Scooty. Look at this Mullen from Kirby here. He's got the rollover already. Yeah, rollover for Kirby. 1,621,000 in game number 1. Woo! Hot hand right there. We'll go ahead and increment the seed to 1D. Winner's like, yo, what? Yeah, no. 1.6. Let's go ahead and get this underway. Game number 2 between Alice and Kirby will start in 3, 2, 1. Tetris. This is the first meeting between these two players in over 3 years. They only met one other time, and that was back in CTL Season 19, Division 3C, as Kirby took a decider victory overnight. They have not played since. They have both definitely been around. And now our meeting here in Division 1. Early drought here is kind of roughing Kirby up a bit. Alice has got some good drought management going. And Kirby's in a lot of trouble. He needs a bar left. Gets the bar, gets it over. He'll stay alive for the moment, but he's not out of the woods yet. Some good burns there. Takes that double to get rid of the dependency. And now, ooh, hold on. Okay, now I think we're good. Well, obviously for Alice, that's going to be, oh my goodness. Dirty Tetris for Alice right as Kirby gets his Tetris. That was very well set up. So this time it's Alice with the lead, but it's a pretty good one. 3 Tetrises early in pace. Maybe even 4. Not too bad. This and that asking if Knight's controller okay. It was good enough to get a 600k transition last game, so... Of course, right as we say that, we see that long bar flip 3 times. I think it's one of those things where the less we say about it, the better. 19 was a struggle. $301 for Alice, $213 for Kirby. Kirby's at the halfway point, so no 600k transition for him this time around. Can't say the same for Alice, though, who's at 326 at the half. Her 19 has been looking very strong today. Some awful pieces here. Alice in a bit of trouble. Oh, no. Okay, good 5-tap. Another crucial 5-tap, and now she's got some room. Oh, but she double flips the J. Can she get out of this? Oh, what a bar. But can't get the 5-tap over. Kirby, you're into chase down. You need 362. Triple's not enough, but a long bar for the Tetris will be. He's up 2-0. All right. So with that, we'll increment the seed 2E. We got both players ready. Let's go ahead and get this counted down. Game number 3. We'll start in 3, 2, 1. Tetris. Kirby 1 game away from taking the sweep. Should he do that, he will move all the way up to the number 4 spot in the division, but is going to miss the playoffs by 1 game. Alice, however, her hopes not quite dashed yet. As a reverse sweep would still get her that number 6 spot. But I think right now it's 1 game at a time. Tetris for Alice. And as far as Floxay goes, Floxay's in a position where she only wants one person to win games for the rest of this match. She doesn't care which. Either Alice reverse sweeps, wins the next 3, or Kirby wins this next game and ends the set. Those are the 2 ways that Floxay stays alive without having to defend her spot. Akatu already going to be automatically relegated. He is at 12 points and can't get any higher, and everyone's above him. This one's a close one to start things off. Pretty neck and neck. You can see a little DAS action happening over on the left side there. Of course, we're no stranger to seeing DAS happen in the highest levels on 18 and sometimes on 19. All right, that's an interesting set of moves from Kirby. I thought he for sure was going to tuck in the L, but it's something else entirely, and made it work. Alice is ahead at the half, 347 to 310. Just going to have some holes to deal with here. Did not choose to go for the Tetris there. Or, well, not the Tetris, but you know what I mean. Far down column 10. Is set up dirty. Will get the dirty Tetris. Kirby, though, is just jamming right now. Also looking for a quick way to uncover the well. Just not getting any good pieces here. Of course, doesn't help that there's a drought too, but the bar does come for the dirty Tetris. Kirby couldn't use it for a Tetris, so this is neck and neck again. And finally, Kirby will get a pair back-to-back. Well, I guess a pair of Tetrises or a back-to-back, not both. $454 for Kirby. $414 for Alice. We're right at the 100 line turn. There's a simul Tetris. And yeah, they're just playing really clean at the moment. Level 19 coming up, though. Level 19 was very pivotal in game number 1. Kirby building up that right side. Let's get himself a little bit of a spot, but we'll get an L to get right out of it after getting that Tetris. He might miss out on the 600 here, but I don't think he minds. 580 for Alice, 597 for Kirby. Still a very close game here in game number 3. Another Tetris for Kirby. It's within 1 Tetris right now. Alice was able to use that bar for a Tetris. Kirby was not set up, but we'll get a bar a little later. They're currently at an even line count. It's an 18,000 point lead for Kirby. Oh, Alice missed the flat burn with the J there. Oh my, oh no, 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 and Alice is done at 7:15. And Kirby's gonna take it in a sweep. Let's play this out. Unfortunate. So Kirby will avoid relegation. Alice is not out yet, but she's gonna have to play one of Tetris Time or Somalian. I am not sure how the first pick is going to go. Normally it's by points, but there's a bit of an extenuating circumstance with that. I don't know if Kingsman has decided on that yet. But if it just goes by points, then it will be Wintera's choice first. And then Alice's. And of course, Akatu and Peak will be getting demoted down to Division 2. Well, I hope it gets sorted. Another 26 max out for Kirby. The last time he did this, he got a 1.6. He's waiting on a bar here, though, and it's not coming. There it is. 1.2 into 29. Also, something I will point out, I don't know how accurate it is, but prior to this match, ID Kirby did not have a rollover listed on the NTSC 39 line cap leaderboard. So he might have to do some submitting after this, since he did get that rollover in game 1. Look at him get this board down. Wow. That was a great dig from Kirby. Level 35. Not quite as strong of a post as his 1.6 earlier, but certainly could be in the ballpark of that score by the time it's all said and done. Trying to figure out what to put over on the right. The game's just giving him nothing. We missed a T-spin there, but that's a frame perfect trick now. Needs a bar. We'll get it. Still alive for the 1.6. There's a Tetris. 1.6 would now require one on the double kill screen. Oh, he's not even on it. 1.592. Kirby popping off. He'll be in Division 1 next season. He is happy about that. It's been a rough season for Kirby, man. I got to call a number of his matches. How many of those matches went to a decider? Like, it was a good number of them. He had 4 deciders this season. He only won 1 of them. So, Kirby going to be happy to stay in Division 1. But yeah, that's going to do it for tonight. Give me one moment. We can take one final look at the playoff race here. I just need to update it. And yeah, let's go ahead and quickly take a look at all of the relevant standings here. Starting with how the playoff race finished. And there you have what we're looking at here. Blue Scooty and Alex T gonna get the $25 as the #1 seeds. And they'll be looking to get some more. Hopefully folks can make that a bit more with the Matrino. But SV and Sidnev 3 and 4, Cobra and Critical Lapis 5 and 6, and then Coal Bucket and then Hydrant with his. I don't think he was expecting to get into the playoffs coming into his match last week, but here he is nonetheless. Now, if you're wondering why Kirby, who's at 18 points, is not in the playoffs, so the way it works is that first we have to determine who is the better of the 18-point players in Division 1A. And the deciding factor there is their match record. Critical Lapis is 3 and 3, Kirby is 2 and 4. And then when you compare for the wild card spot, it's the same issue. Kirby is 2-4, but Hydran is 3-3. So those deciders kind of coming back to bite them, but at the same time, keeping them alive in Division 1. Looking at the playoffs. Oh, would you look at that? We have a full view of the playoffs. It's going to be Blue Scooty taking on Hydrant. We'll have Sidnev and Cobra doing their rubber match. We'll have Alex T taking on Coal Bucket. And we'll have SV versus a Critical Lapis. That's all happening in the first round of the playoffs. Hopefully we'll get the stuff going this weekend. Obviously, we haven't done any scheduling yet, but we will start doing so very soon. So, yeah, that's going to be it for me. We are donezo. Hope you've had a good time. And there will be a lot more playoff action. Of course, we have all the promotional playoffs that happen. Those are all best of sevens. And we had some bangers last season. I'm hoping to see some bangers this season. And of course, the Division 1 playoffs are going to go hard, as they always do. Who are we rating here? I feel like Omen doesn't like it when we rate him on his alt channel, so we're going to rate Omen. All right, folks. We'll be back for the playoffs. Till then, thanks again for watching. See you, bye.